Everybody getting out, moving around, and that could be the mode of transportation as we head toward Friday morning here. You're watching Breakfast Television, 720. Tammie Sutherland, Tracy Moore, and Meredith Shaw here with you. Yeah, this is a big deal. I mean, it's Wednesday today. As of Friday, 12:01, the TTC could very well go on strike if union workers don't reach an agreement with the Transit Commission. The bargaining is still going on. 12,000 workers could be going on strike. The good part of this, I guess, potentially, Wheel-Trans service will not be affected either way, so that's very good to know. And the main issues at hand here, job security, benefits, and wages. I think we all potentially remember back in 2008 when this did happen in our city. The likelihood of it happening this Friday, Tam, what are you thinking?
Well, we talked to Marvin Alfred, the president of the local union, local ATU 113, yesterday. And he basically said there is trouble in paradise. He wants people to be prepared for Friday, not having an operator behind any vehicle because there are still some major sticking points that they're just not making progress on. He wouldn't go into detail, but said basically things aren't being put in writing as the union wants. So he wants commuters to be prepared for the worst. So it could be coming again, and the fact that they haven't had the power to strike over the last little while, and now they've just been given it back, I think there's some extra fight, right?
Yes.
Like, it's like, no, we're getting what we want.
I mean, being prepared,
Very
I don't even
scary.
know what that means.
That is
How
so
do you even
frightening.
get prepared? But what does the preparation look like?
12,000 workers, who knows if they actually even want to be striking, but what this means for the city. So when we did it last time, that was a fun old time. I remember people had to figure out, because you still have to get to work.
Yeah, yeah.
And there are a lot of people that cannot afford vehicles or gas and are relying on public transit just to get around for the basics of life. So you still got to get to work. You got to figure out a way to do it. Does that mean people are going to be relying on cabs and Ubers? And what does that mean for cabs and Uber pricing? Where's that going to go? Are we going to be in a situation now where people are going to have to deal with surge pricing in order just to get to their job, which is paying them the same salary that they were paying when they just had to pay a token?
Yeah, that surge pricing is very challenging because it certainly happens in those moments where, you know, we need those Uber drivers the most.
Yes.
Clearly, surge pricing attracts more Uber drivers to get involved, which we're going to need more of that if this does actually happen. But we've been talking about this on the show for a little bit and following it along with some thought that this can't actually happen. Like, this can't actually happen.
Yeah.
And now on a Wednesday, with a couple sleeps away, it's feeling a little more like there is a slight possibility.
It could
I just
happen.
don't know what Mayor Chow would do if that actually goes through.
And Mayor Chow and the TTC chair, Jamal Myers, they both have been really optimistic to this point, saying that they clearly think that there is a path for a deal before Friday.
Yeah.
But again, yesterday talking to the union, he's like, I don't know
Not
where
so
that
much.
optimism's coming from because we don't feel that on our end. So I can't imagine the city allowing that to happen again. 2008 was a time.
It was
and
a time.
And that barely lasted like 2 days.
Yes.
It barely lasted.
Yeah.
But like it actually just paralyzes the entire city. And I know
Yeah.
more people can work from home now, so you can do that.
Yeah.
In some instances, in others you cannot.
Well,
And in
word
the
to the
long
run.
wise, if you're used to taking TTC and you are going to be forced to do something like a GO train, I'm going to tell you a little anecdote. My mom had to go from her TTC ride to the GO train because of the strike, and the GO train, there are rules. No one told her. She walked on there and sat down, and everybody was like, who's she? It's almost like assigned seating. There are rules, and so it's like you are walking into a different culture if you have to get onto the GO train. Please understand there are unstated rules. Look around. Some of the places in the GO train are quiet
can't talk.
areas.
Quiet zones.
You can't talk, which I love. Other places in the GO train, people have been sitting there for the last 7 years. So be careful, y'all. I hope it doesn't happen.
My gosh, Mrs. Moore. Yeah,
Mrs.
if
Moore,
it happened to
Mrs. Moore doesn't follow
it
the
could
rules.
happen to anybody. Yeah.
Marjorie Moore never met a rule she liked.
Yeah, Marge.
So she was causing some hysteria on the GO train.
Well,
let me tell you.
there could be major hysteria
There
coming up
could
on
be.
Friday.
I feel really bad for folks that rely on it to get around or to, to get to the hospital or to get to where they're going. Let's hope they can figure it out, Tam.
I really do. I hope they
Yeah.
will. I want to say I think they will, just because I can't imagine us going back to that time.
Yeah.
No, no.
That's tough.
None of us want to go back to that time.
No,
We're going to
we
keep it
don't.
right here in 2024. Tam, and of course, the news team keeping us very up to date as we edge towards that Friday, 12:01 deadline.